Welcome to the Simplified Dentistry podcast. Join us as we discuss clinical, operational, and financial aspects of your practice, help you enjoy life, and dare to simplify dentistry.
Simplified Dentistry wants to recognize our sponsor, Docsites. Docsites helps dental practices attract quality patients and grow their online presence with affordable and effective websites and online marketing. With more than 17 years of serving practices, Docsites focuses on increasing online visibility and engaging the right patients without long-term contracts. In addition to website development and SEO, they also offer practices Google Maps optimization, Google Ad services, and an AI support suite including webchat, phone answering, and AI scheduler. Check out Docsites at docsites.com. We want to welcome today's guest, Param Nabatian. Param is the co-founder of Docsites, and for the past 17 years, he has collaborated with dental practices to help them achieve a successful online presence. Over the past decade, his company has been retained by more than 1,000 dental offices of all shapes and sizes to help implement a successful web presence and achieve their respective goals. Welcome, Param. Welcome back to the Simplified Dentistry podcast. I'm your host, Dr. Mustafa Shakan, and today we're fortunate to have Param Nabatian from Docsites. Param, welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me. We
appreciate you being here. Docsites is definitely a company that we have interest in. Obviously, with Simplify, our philosophy on approaching the practice is what are the things that we can do to simplify clinical, financial, and operational aspects for doctors to kind of make their lives easier. We feel like kind of Docsites addresses some of that operational aspects and some of the marketing things. Tell us a little bit about Docsites.
So Docsites was started as a need for dentists, right? So we were doing agency work, marketing agency work, and we noticed a lot of dentists were getting different approaches from their marketing, and they weren't really getting what Docsites is doing. For example, we have no contracts, so 30-day notice. 2, we're very low overhead when it comes to your marketing. So meaning that if you're going to do a full ads campaign, a starter SEO campaign, you're all in at like $800 a month, right? So you're not spending a ton. And then 3 is we're very knowledgeable in dentistry. My history is that I helped my friend, and same with my partners, they were involved. We helped my friend grow to 10 offices. So we actually flew to his practices. We learned his operations. We learned what works in terms of bringing new patients in. And because of that, we were able to systematize. And then the other thing that we did, because we were very hands-on with dentists, we learned customer service for some reason is lacking. And we just...
Lacking in the profession or lacking
towards
from vendors to dentists?
From the marketing vendors, right?
Okay.
Yeah, thank you for clarifying. The market, they kept telling us that. So we just felt if we could give really good customer service, it would help the dental offices grow, because the truth is it's got to be a collaborative effort for a dental office to grow.
Sure. So Docsites is a company that builds websites and provides marketing solutions. How does a practice's marketing go hand in hand with their website?
Well, the reality is if you want quality patients, they're researching, right? So think about, we learned earlier that you play golf, right? So if you're buying a golf club, you're
Sometimes.
not, right? So you're not just going to the first website and clicking to buy for your driver or whatever, right? You're actually researching. That's the same thing with dentistry. If I'm picking the dentist for my family, I'm going to read, because I'm actually very knowledgeable about dentistry, I'm going to read bios. I'm going to look at photos. I want to know if the office is clean and comfortable, right? So a lot of times a website gets neglected and it's just about running ads, price shopping ads. But the truth is, if a dental office spends time consistently and persistence on promoting the office in an organic way, the quality patients will start coming, and they're the type of people that will spend more with you, and they're going to refer more of their friends to you.
So trying to back up just a second, you said it's all about ads. Are you talking about a marketing company is all about ads to the practitioner, or the practitioner's thinking it's all about ads? Who's talking about ads?
I think in general, what's gotten lost is that a lot of marketing for dentistry has started to focus on like ads, right? How can we run an ad to bring people in? Whereas I feel like that works and we have a lot of clients doing really well with ads. But if you actually spend the time as an office and create organic content and update it to your website, right? That can start drawing really quality patients, right? So if you're doing casework like clear aligners, right? And if you're not documenting it and adding it to your website, you're missing a really big opportunity to get patients who will spend the money on clear aligners, right? And those, we charge $79 a month to manage your website, and you get free updates with us, right? So let's say you do a before and after, you send it to us, we'll crop it, we'll put it on the site, we'll put a description, we'll add a tag to it so it's good for SEO. You can't beat that value.
So you guys, just looking behind you, Docsites, websites, and marketing. Do you do marketing for someone without being involved in their website?
No, because what we've learned is that if we can be involved in the website, the results will be significantly better.
So what if a doc tells you that he would like to do marketing, or he or she would like to do marketing, but just recently built their site? They don't want to redo their site.
We spoke about this, and the reality is, yes, that happens often. We're going to do an audit and see how we can improve the website. We're not going to just say, hey, you got to do a new website, right? We're going to look at the ways they can improve the website. We'll make a plan with them, right? So I'm going to be involved with you. We're going to make a plan. Here are the ways to improve it. And they could do it with us, or they could take it to the next company. We 10 years ago used to take on other sites. We just realized, like, it's like, let's say you do Invisalign and someone comes to you with ClearCorrect or one of these other brands and says, hey, take over my clear aligners with this other brand. The results just never are the same, you know? So we have to clean up a lot of work.
So when you say you do an audit and they can either do it with you or take it to somebody else. So if you do an audit of my site and you find that there are just minor tweaks, do I take that to my web designer and do the minor tweaks, or do we have to redo the website?
My recommendation always is take it to your current web designer. If they're not getting the job done, then call us, and it's time to invest in moving in our platform, because then when you get the results, the migration of the site, the cost of it is not going to matter, because the results are going to outweigh the cost significantly.
So it is hand in hand. You have to do both to have a successful marketing campaign with Docsites, correct?
Yeah,
okay.
It's the reality, because we can then work on the site.
Okay. And you said you try to make it kind of an economical option for docs redoing the site. Is $79 to manage the site on a monthly basis. What is the approximate cost to redo a site versus if I do go to my web designer?
Our top tier site is usually, we have promos throughout the year. If you're doing marketing, it's usually at around $3,000 start.
And do you guys view a difference in I'll show you my lack of knowledge on things like this. So, my site is a WordPress site. Is what you guys building a WordPress type of site, or is it a template type of site? What are you doing?
Actually, so we use HTML, CSS. So that's like the original version of code that we created a template, a system with it. So it comes with all the metadata, the titles, the alt tags. We add schema for the marketing. So that's code that Google reads on your website. So we do all of that for you. And WordPress isn't bad. So I'm not bashing WordPress, sure, but we're not relying on the WordPress plugins, right?
So you're kind of, so as a end user kind of looking at it, when I look at it, when you initially say, well, you have to do your site to do this. Well, to me, that kind of hits me a little odd. Why would I want to do that? But then as you explain it and you start talking about what you're putting into the site that affects the marketing, that resonates a little bit more to me. Explain that a little further.
Well, today I had a call where someone had a website built, right? And it was missing like 10 very important things that if you just start fresh with us, and if you want me to get specific, it was missing like photos, call to actions, code, metadata, right? For us to go in there and clean up that work, it's leads to extra work for us, right? Whereas our program has all of that, right?
So it has metadata. It has, you mentioned something about Google aspects.
Yeah,
that is
like
built into.
the H1s, and this is all code. It's nerd language, if you will. But
Well,
it's
dentists
got
are
a
nerds. I think dentists, I mean, my advice would be, as a dentist, as a science guy, I'm a nerd.
right.
So explaining it to me as a nerd is going to make a lot more sense to a dentist than going from a 30,000 foot view.
Yeah, so let me do two things. Let me explain it as a human behavioral thing, right? So one thing I'll talk about is you want more production, right? So you want more money. You want your practice to make more money per hour per day, right? If you're missing before and afters on your casework, right? On your website, you're leaving production on the table. Like today's call I had with someone, none of his web pages, none of his implants, his clear aligners, his emergency had anything that would get a patient who is looking for that service to call him. It was just the words, we do emergencies, and 4 paragraphs that no one will ever read. It was just, we do dental implants, and not one photo of a dental implant, right? And I asked him, I said, do you have before and afters? He's like, I have a ton, and I'm really good at it. I went and asked, and he showed me. And I said, you realize your website has none of this, right? So human behaviorally, our program, Docsites, understands dentistry on a human behavior level. So what we ask you in the setup, what we help you market, we're not going to let you go to market without all the elements, right? For example, if you do emergency dentistry, right? The average patient wants to know what the cost is to come in. And if your emergency landing page for your ads in your SEO is missing that, or the option for financing, you lost the patient because they're going to click the next website. It's a commodity at that point, right? And then in terms of the metadata and the descriptions, yeah, we're seeing a lot of sites that it's missing the city. So you're paying, right? Like this guy was paying $1,000+ a month on blogs, right? I said, what are you getting for your monthly marketing? I'm getting blogs. He's getting blogs on 5 dental myths debunked. I still remember the headline, right?
Sure.
How does that help a dentist to have a blog like that on his website? It's not drawing anyone. Google doesn't even care about that blog. It's not even going to read that. Our article is cosmetic bonding and how, it fixes your teeth in the city. Google loves that because it's like cosmetic dental bonding is a keyword someone searches, right? So that's the title, and it's got the city. So if someone searches those terms and the city, now the website is showing up higher.
Sure, makes sense. You talked about docs not spending money on marketing until they cover these bases. What are the bases that they need to cover?
Oh, this is my favorite thing to talk about. Number one is your staff and yourself have to have a vision. What are we really good at? What can we do better than everyone else, right? Where do we stand out amongst our neighbors, right? And from there, that's where some of your marketing has to go, right? Then it comes to phone answering and front desk, right? Are we answering the phone? How are we answering the phone? And how are we getting them in our office, right? And from there, when they come to the office, what the experience is going to be, right? Then it goes to what's our plan to get reviews, right? So Google reviews right now is going to be the number one driver of new patients in a lot of ways. So whether people want to agree with that or not, it's the truth right now. So if your Google reviews are consistent, not just 50 at one time, but if you're getting 5 a week, you're going to get higher visibility on Google, right? So you should have a plan internally, back to answering your question. How are we going to get reviews from every new patient? And how are we going to get referrals, right? So if you spend $200 per new patient, right? That's how it is in like a city like LA. It's $100 to $200, right? If you in your office don't have a strategy to turn that new patient into 2 new referrals, you're paying a lot for per new patient. It's going to be hard to be profitable. So those items are really important. And then my other item that I really find important is that what type of insurances do you offer? Because if you start doing ads like Google ads, and in your area, a lot of people have Delta and you don't offer Delta, you're going to miss out on a lot of people who call you. So Google ads may not be the right fit for you. Your investment may be way better to go and spend money running, local ads in like in an auto dealership or something like that. You know what I
Sure.
mean?
So tell me, obviously Google's number one search engine in the world. YouTube is the number 2 search engine in the world. Should docs be looking at marketing in YouTube? Does Docsites help them in that?
Absolutely. So 2 things. I'm going to share a quick old story. My first client, one of my good friends, I said, we got to do videos. We got to do videos. He's like, no, I don't want to spend the money on videos. I said, you're in Vegas. I was young at the time, 25. I'm like, I want to come to Vegas anyways. I'm going to bring my friend who's a videographer. I'm going to pay for your video, right? We did it. The video turned his conversions like 10 times higher. We did optimization on YouTube. So we put in the keyword like Las Vegas as the title, Las Vegas dentist accepting new patients with a special offer, right? And then his website backlink and his description. And for the next 10 offices, he paid full price for the video each time because he saw the value. So what we're seeing though is that you don't need to spend big costs on videographers. It's good, do it if you have the money. However, if you make a consistent effort on just with your iPhone and the Amazon stand, right? And you film yourself in front of the iTero scanner or, talking about how you do veneers or talking about your staff, just like how we're doing right now, right? With the light, with a microphone in front of the iTero, you send it to us. We're your marketing company. We can upload that video to YouTube, right? And we can put the title tag, add it on your website. So again, you want to do more clear aligners. Guess what? Let's say in your area, you want to get a lot of younger people. Imagine making a couple videos with younger people, or even in their 50s, people are doing clear aligners. My parents did it in their 70s. You get some video testimonials, they sign the release form, you send it to us, we upload it to YouTube, we put the full description, the city, the location, the link back to your website, then put it on your website. That over the years is gonna, no matter how you slice the cake, you're gonna get an ROI on that. People are gonna find it, they're gonna trust you more,
So what are the top 3 SEO metrics that actually matter to dentists?
One is the number of new visits, right, that are coming from Google. So you could see that there's an acquisition chart. So it'll tell you like how many people are coming from Google and which pages they're going to, right? All from your Google Analytics. Number 2, your Google Maps. So within Google Maps, there's a performance portal, and you could see which actual keywords were visited to your Google Maps. You could see how many people clicked to call. You could see how many people clicked for directions and all of that. And then the third one that I like, right? You're saying SEO. I like to know, this doesn't exactly pertain to SEO. I like to know which pages on a website are visited, right? And how many pages, how many visits. Because I just did, someone the other week is like, I want more, I want to sell our membership plan more. We just added this, and I'm in a focus to push this, right? We did a banner at the top. The membership plan page was only getting like 5 visits a month before we did the banner at the top, right? Because we weren't doing any ads to it or any full focus marketing. We added the banner to the top. It's now getting 40 to 50 visits to the page, right? So those are things that I like. So like if someone says, hey, I want to do more clear aligners, what cost can you do it that is still valuable to you, that will generate leads? Let's add a banner to the top. Let's make a page with the video testimonials and some before and afters. And guess what? You're going to get a couple more cases a month than you were now doing that.
That sounds great. I mean, I listen to a lot of these things and I'm like, I could probably do some of those things. They make a lot of sense to me and how they resonate with the public. And getting more patients, doing more things is kind of what you want. So kind of comes back to me, like you got a successful practice. I've got a great practice, but I would like to grow a little bit more. I'm not trying to get high dollar treatments. I'm not trying to do all on fours and things like that. I just want more bread and butter patients. How does Docsites help me get more bread and butter consistent patients?
So one thing that we would do is we would start focusing on articles, right? And keywords on your website that pertain to those treatments, right? So like when you say bread and butter, you mean like dental fillings, like teeth cleanings and exams, right?
I think bread and butter dentistry is you obviously want people coming in for their regular periodic exams. We do a lot of single crowns, single unit crowns, 2 crowns, fillings, restorative aspects, bread and butter dentistry.
Right. So we would list all the keywords. We'd make articles, pages on that. We'd focus on your Google Maps as well, posting about that. And the other thing that we would do is we would do like Google Ads. But one thing I'll tell you is you're going to have some kind of offer that is going to be a little bit of cutting your new patient earnings a little bit just to get a taste. And I'm not talking about for an office like yours. Let's say, what's your exam and cleaning fee right now for a new patient? So let's say it's 200, right? I wouldn't tell you to go to 99. I would tell you to go to like 149, right? For new patients. So you'd want to test that out, see how that's generating new patients. And then the other thing, although we don't do this, one of the things we give you is feedback on how to get those types of new patients. One is like going into your like local community groups online and posting about your office, right? You got to do that in this day and age, because just like how you started a Facebook group for your dental community, people are in their Facebook groups all day and night looking for what dentist to use, what, like heart doctor. Like I see that in these groups too, so not everyone that moves to an area has a ton of friends that could refer them someone,
Sure. AI is everywhere. Let's talk a little bit about AI. Docsites has an AI support suite. Tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, so it's a support suite. It's not to replace people. The few things that I love about it and why we picked this as a solution is, number one, we saw a lot of missed opportunities in the after hours answering, right? So like, for example, if you are running ads or you have inconsistent staff support, right? The AI answering is pretty good. Like it's better than voicemail in my opinion. If I really do want an appointment with your office, the support suite that we use, it will directly book an appointment with Open Dental, with Dentrix and EagleSoft, right? On the phone. So you could say, hey, I want an appointment next Thursday at 2 p.m. and it'll book it for you with those 3 patient management systems, which is
so obviously your AI support suite integrates with certain practice management softwares.
Yes, and then it's got a chat. So we have a chat on your website. So you use the chat. You say, hey, do you accept my insurance? Yes, we do. Tell me your insurance. The chat replies. Then it says we have open. Then it says I want to book an appointment next week. It takes your info, and then it books the appointment for you too directly.
And then does it transcribe all this information and
Y-
send you a report?
yeah. There's a portal, and it's gonna get you all that info as well.
Would it put it in a patient's chart? So let's say a patient's calling in and having an interaction with the AI. Would it put that in their chart, or would it just put it in the portal?
Right now, it's in the portal, but
Okay.
it's something we're working on, and we could do a deeper dive demo on it too, and you know, and from there, but it's got everything there, and they could copy it in once it becomes a patient.
Continuing down AI a little bit, how's your marketing company, your website company, how's AI going to impact dental marketing and a company like yours?
Significantly. I think people are gonna start using AI more for getting like as your personal assistant, right? So like now that you know me and what kind of person I am, so and so AI, Chat GPT, tell me which dentist in my area I should go to that is offering these treatments, right? And if your website is not thorough, then again, you're going to miss out. So, like, you should audit your website and see, does it include everything about me, my insurances, all my services, right? And then the other thing is the website being updated regularly. Then number two is the directory listings accurate, right? So that's going to become more important. We're aware of that. It's something that, although we don't do directory listings now, it's something that we're supporting you on, giving you options. So yeah, it's definitely going to become, but right now it's not there yet. It's like
Sure.
1%. But you better have a thorough website is the one thing I'm going to say, because that's the
Yeah.
hub.
Yeah, and AI. I think AI is it's so robust, and it grows and evolves every day. I think I told you one of the next things that we're getting ready to launch is a product called Axis, powered by the Simplify engine, and it's basically a dental specific search where people can use AI in a dental manner and can explore very dental related things. And I mean, we'd love to have information on doc sites. We'd love to have information on dental marketing and dental supplies and all of that sort of stuff in there. And we are building that database, so I think it'll be a pretty interesting thing. And love to have you guys be a part of it as well. Kind of as we wrap up, kind of what are the top mistakes that you see docs make with marketing and with their websites?
Well, the number one mistake is spending on ads before understanding how it works, right? So it's like, oh, I get this call all the time from actually like people who worked with reputable companies where they'll say I spent 5K a month on ads and I didn't get one new patient. And it's kind of like there's something not adding up there, right? Um, so that's the one mistake I say is like always figure out your stuff before you spend on ads. Number two is investing in SEO in a very saturated area, right? And hoping that you're going to get results in 6 months, right? So, like here in LA, people have been spending on SEO thousands of dollars a month for like decades now. I've been around for 17 years. Someone new that opens up an office all of a sudden is like, I'm going to spend 500 a month on SEO and
Sure.
I'm not getting results in 6 months. It's like, that's not how it works. And we all want the magic pill for our businesses, right? Like I want to go in a dental Facebook group and get of the thousands of dentists, I want 50 of them to sign up in one day. But I know that it's going to take a great reputation, right? So
Absolutely.
I think that if I were to shift the conversation of marketing for younger dentists and even older dentists, because we get a lot of, not to go on a tangent, but we get a lot of calls from dentists that have been around for 10 years plus, and you go to their Google profile and there's only like 50 reviews on there. And like we get shocked. We're like, how do you only have 50 reviews? What are you guys not doing? Do you like
If you call an older dentist a dentist who's been around for 10 years, I must be a dinosaur.
well, like my thing is like 10 years, 10 years is a long time in business. And if you only have 50 reviews when you've had thousands of patients, and I know that hundreds and hundreds of them have been very happy with you, you know?
Sure.
People, you guys would be surprised. Like, I know a lot of the convo online is like, like you guys say, oh, patients, right? How they dislike their dentist. A lot of people love their dentist. Like the way people
Definitely.
talk about it in my circle, like this is my dentist, you got to go see him, right? So you guys got to get those reviews up. And that's the game, because people want to see that they could come to you and trust you, you know? Because nothing against corporate dentistry, but that's kind of like not everyone can run their business like a corporate dentist.
Thank you again for being with us. Kind of as we summarize kind of and wrap this up, Simplified Dentistry is obviously geared on simplifying practice for the practitioner who's been around for whether it's 5 years, 10 years, 20 years. What's your advice to simplify dentistry?
Wow, that's a really good question. And I would say one is like, just be on the same page with your team and create a nice plan for the year, and don't overdo it at once. And then from there, talk to marketing companies, like more than one, right? Get to know the reputable ones. They're not going to sell you for marketing. And then pick our brains, because I talk to a lot of dentists. I never force sale anyone. And I know a lot of my colleagues that are similar to me. And then from there, pick the right company that you want to work with. Don't rush the sign up. Get to know what you need first.
Well, that's great advice. And thank you very much for being with us. I know I've picked up some tidbits just during this conversation. I hope our listeners have as well. If they want to reach out to you and connect, what's the best way for them to get in touch with you?
The best way to get in touch is my email, or you could call our office. If you go to docsites.com and you ask for me and you say you saw this podcast, they're going to connect me directly with you. Or you could email me, parham@docsites.com, and you connect from there. We're very good at getting in touch the same day and helping you out.
So that's Parham, Parham @docsites.com.
Exactly.
Well, I encourage our listeners to check it out and just get some information, see if it helps you. Thank you again, Parham. We really enjoyed having you with us, and we look forward to working more with you guys.
Thank you so much.